Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Spooky Japan Podcast. This one is going to be a fun one. We can already tell by the pre-conversation from this show. Today we have Blaine Rohan with us, so we're excited about that today. How you doing today, Blaine?
Man, I couldn't be no better, and I appreciate you ladies for having me on the show. It's an honor to be on the show with you guys. Looking forward to it. We're gonna talk about some fun stuff, some paranormal stuff, and whatever just pops out of our mouth tonight. So,
Oh yeah, definitely. So our listeners out there who's not familiar with you, how would you introduce yourself?
okay, my name is Blaine Rohan. Of course, I'm a retired United States Air Force Senior Master Sergeant. I've been in the paranormal my whole life. I have heard and seen ghosts since I was a little child. Probably before then. I am an empath. I am a medium. I am a Reiki master in the Korean sect and the Cherokee sect from Cherokee Indians here in America. I am also a Cherokee shaman, which is a medicine person. Um, I have investigated actual investigations since 1985. And my first investigation was at the house where Sharon Tate was killed by the Manson family in California. Um, but we went there and we never ghost hunted before. Nobody even knew what it was. We were up there, and maybe about 10 minutes into it, we had an LA County sheriff come up and stop us. He goes, "What are you guys doing?" I said, we didn't have a word for hunting ghosts. I said, "We're trying to see if we can catch a ghost." And the next thing I hear him say is, "I get off for 10 minutes. You mind if I come back?" I'm like, "Dude, please come back. You come back, I can't go to jail for trespassing. Come on back." So our first, and this is what we had for equipment then. We had a military issue flashlight, we had a Polaroid camera, and an old cassette recorder. And my first three EVPs I ever caught was the first one I caught was a male voice. And I asked him, I said, "What is your name?" And he said, "My name is Jay." I said, "What did you do for a living?" He said, "I cut hair." Well, Jay Sebring was in the house with Sharon Tate,
Mm-hmm.
and he was a hairdresser for the stars. And he had a lot big clientele. I got him. And then the second one we got was a female voice. And I asked her, I said, "What does your family do?" And she said, "Coffee." Well, the young lady's name was Abigail Folger, and she was the heiress to the Folger coffee fortune.
Wow.
And the last one we got was a little bit of disturbing because it was we got Sharon to come through, and I said, "Sharon, if you're here, tell me what's going on." And she said, "They killed me. They killed my baby." So that was the first three EVPs I caught. Yeah.
That's crazy.
It was crazy.
You know, hearing that just put something at the pit of my stomach, and it's like a rock that won't come out.
Yeah, exactly. And what you're feeling is what Sharon went through, because she was the last one they killed. So she had to watch all of her friends die right there in front of her and be tortured. And then they tortured her before they killed her. I think they stabbed Sharon, I think it was 72 times. And then when they stabbed Abigail Folger, they stabbed her around 67 times. And as they were stabbing the last of her, she says, "Why do you keep stabbing me? I'm already dead." You know?
Didn't one of them get raped?
Now that is true, but it was never reported in the police files.
Because I'm just hearing
Now
I got raped.
Now,
I got raped.
Abigail Folger was raped by Charles Tex Watson. Yes.
Okay. Because I'm just hearing that I got raped.
Yeah.
I got raped. They raped me. I'm hearing that right now in my
Yeah.
ear.
Mm-hmm.
It's just yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty sad. The poor kid that was in the driveway, all he was doing was that his friends listened to records. And he was on his way home, and that's when they come up the driveway, and they shot him 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
Poor kid was like doing nothing. He was just bystander. If they'd just let him back out of the driveway and go home, it'd have been fine. But nope, they had to go kill him.
Yeah.
And the whole premise behind this thing was so psychotic of Charlie's way of thinking. He thought by doing this, he could start a race war between the blacks and the whites in America. And Charlie's thinking that, this is not my opinion, this is from Charlie.
Mm-hmm.
They believed that they were not sufficient enough to rule themselves. So he would take over as their leader and rule the world for them. That was his mind thinking. And he was just a sick bastard.
Why am I hearing PCP?
Dude. Okay, let me tell you how Charlie controlled his people with sex and drugs. And Charlie used every kind of drug imaginable. He would get them all stoned and make them have these sexual encounters with each other. And Charlie wouldn't take anything. So he used that as manipulation. And I guess it worked pretty well for him, because there's people still to this day that worship and follow him.
Mm-hmm.
Which I can understand. The guy was just a little, I mean, he was only like about 5'3". He was a little bitty dude.
Yeah. You don't.
You, Karen?
No, I have to get myself out of this. If I don't, I just get.
Irene, ground yourself. Remember how I taught you how to ground?
Yeah.
Ground right now. I'm pulling that out of you too. So. I told it in Cherokee to get the hell out of your body.
Okay.
Take your woosah moment. Woosah. That helps. Yeah, I'm sorry I'm sorry talking about that brought the negative energy towards you. I brought it back to me. Feel a little bit better now?
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Oh, that felt good.
Okay, let's talk about stuff, funny stuff that goes through to make you laugh. Okay.
Doesn't take me heart much.
Oh, no, this is one of my favorite stories. There's an old insane asylum here in Alabama where I live, and it's been closed down for a few years now. Well, right next door to it was an old convalescent home, an old folks home. Well, the state decided they were going to rebuild it and make it apartments for seniors, real nice apartments.
Oh, God.
We had just investigated the asylum for 8 hours, and we had another 6 hours to go. And we said, hey, why don't we investigate the old nursing home? So I want to take a break from it, everybody, because we've been going hard at it. And there's this strip of sidewalk still there, and there was a pile of wood standing up on the sidewalk. And thank God I had my tape recorder going, and I had my ghost box going at the same time. And I go to sit down this thing. I hear this old man's voice go, "It ain't gonna hold you, dumbass." Then you hear recorded, you hear us sit on the wood, it crashes. You hear the old man just cackling. "I told you, dumbass, it ain't gonna hold you." That was one of the funniest ones I ever got. I died laughing.
Oh my gosh. Oh my God.
Oh, it had me crying. I was laughing so hard. And I kept replaying it because it was so funny to me. It's like, I didn't care if I hurt myself or my pride, but I got him to speak and call me a dumbass. That was wonderful.
I bet that was the first time the spirit ever called you dumbass.
No, right? It wasn't the first one. The first spirit that ever called me dumbass that I could hear.
You might have said, say what?
I know. What? No, I've been called. My dad called me a dumbass every day of my life growing up. Saying, I was. Excuse me. And excuse me if I cough a little bit. I've had COVID all week, which sucks.
Oh, yeah, I've seen a lot of people now being tested positive and posting. It's going around again. It's like I don't know, another variant or what's going on.
I don't know. I think they're just I think the United States are pumping air full of the crap so they could eliminate us one by one. But hey,
or else make everyone go to the hospital and pay more money.
Thank God I got the free
that could
VA.
be true too. That is
I feel sorry for the people that actually have insurance. I'm lucky enough that my medical's covered by the Veteran Administration, so I get mine for free. So I'm good. But Yeah, they get
Yeah.
expensive, but
My husband's insurance, I only pay $4.20 when I see the doctor.
wow.
Yeah, because my husband's job covers it.
Hey, that's
So
a good thing though. Hey, I wish our copay was $4.27. Now
yeah.
my wife has regular insurance, and her copay is like I think it's like $75 for a doctor visit, $150 if it's an emergency room.
Damn.
I'm like, good Lord.
And I think prescriptions are only $35.
That's not bad. Now mine are
Nope.
free, thank goodness. Now Jennifer, I don't know. Hers get lower throughout the year. I guess she's paid more down on her deductible for them or whatever.
But it's ridiculous,
Yeah.
isn't it?
No, it is ridiculous. Healthcare is like, okay, let's just make it where nobody can afford it.
No.
And it's funny, what cracks us up here in America is that a certain president made it called the Affordable Care Act.
Mhm.
I asked, who's it affordable for? Because it sure ain't working, people.
Yeah, I was gonna
No.
say.
No. And Lord forgive if you have pre-existing conditions.
Oh my God. Irene, you're not lying. It's like, oh, you better have like go rob a bank or something or mortgage like 5 houses just to go to the doctor after they find you got pre-existing condition.
Oh yeah.
Tell me about it, right?
They'll try and prove that anything was pre-existing to not have
Yeah.
to cover anything.
Oh, and it's funny what they do cover now is like they're only covering like a half or a quarter of what you're actually getting done now, which we never had before. Is now you got to ask permission to have this treatment done or have this medicine done. It's like it was never like that before.
No. I think life was easier.
It's so weird that people nowadays are asking consent to. If you go to a barber shop, they're asking consent to touch your hair.
Really?
Yeah, you're kidding.
Yeah.
Okay, that's just getting a little bit too stupid there because one reason you're in there at a barber to get your hair cut.
Yeah.
So hold on, let me ask: is it okay if I cut your hair today? I'm in your shop, right? It's just a barber shop, right?
I'm sorry,
Amanda. That's good. That is good. Now you got that in my head.
It's funny because the younger generation is trying to defend that, and we're just like, no. We know you show up at a barber shop. You should know that's what they're gonna do.
Well, it's like the Indian person that sued McDonald's because their French fries had meat sauce in them. I'm like, you're in McDonald's. They sell hamburgers. What do you think they're gonna put on their French fries? So they had to take that. That's why McDonald's fries don't taste the same anymore. They don't.
That's why. Yeah, they used to. They used to take the beef.
And it was
sauce.
so good. Yes.
Yeah, they used to because I remember they had the best fries, and that was why is they used beef sauce or beef whatever it is, and that's what they fried them in.
Yeah, and it was so good too. It had that McDonald's. They had the most unique flavor out of any fast food French fries.
Yeah.
And they were wonderful. Now it's like, just like every other French fry, every fast food place now. It's like, where's the hook? Where's the good stuff at? I mean, Wendy's,
ain't there now.
Yeah, Wendy's tastes the same. Burger King tastes the same. It's like there's no difference anymore.
Nah.
Wendy's used to taste better though.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did. And I don't know if they have them in Japan or not, but Wendy's here, they've got so bad that they don't cook their burgers fully through.
Boogers.
Yeah, they're about boogers about the time you get them. It's like, what the hell is this booger?
Here in Japan, it's called First Kitchen.
Ah.
It's not called Wendy's, it's called First Kitchen. So
Gotcha.
Irene, you would know Wendy's by First Kitchen. First Kitchen here, though, not only sells like floats, you cannot get a Frosty, which I miss.
Yeah,
but
you can't get floats. Like, man, I'm craving for a float right now. Or a malt. It's called right.
Yeah,
can't get malts in this country.
Yeah, we don't have them down here. When I was in Osaka, they had one, and we ate it there. Not only
Okay.
do they have
Damn.
like whatever floats, but they also sell beer,
Oh
which
yeah.
would never be the case in America. They would never sell beer.
No, and it's funny though because now you can't get a soda. I mean a malt or a shake or a frosty now because their machines are always broke. You go
They're always broken now. I know
always. It's like,
that was the joke with McDonald's. Is
no,
there?
Yeah.
it's still it's Wendy's is the same thing. McDonald's. You go there now, and when you go through the drive-through, they have somebody put up a paper sign: "Shake machine broke." Like how do you break a shake machine? It's got like 4 moving parts to it.
Someone told me that it's actually, I don't know about Wendy's, but with McDonald's, they said more than likely it's not broken, but the reason why they always say it's broken is they take like 3 hours to clean, so the
It
managers
is. It
would
does.
rather not turn it on. They're
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
we'd rather tell you it's broken than pay someone to clean those things for 3 hours.
Well, you
And
know
you're
what?
standing outside in 90
Yep.
degrees temperature. You're
Yep.
boiling hot. And you
Oh.
need-
Well, you know what we
You're
did? I figured out the recipe for a frosty. It's very easy.
Yeah.
It's chocolate powder, condensed milk, heavy cream, a little bit of milk, freeze it. That's it. And it comes out as a frosty.
Okay.
See, it's really easy to make. So. Well, let's just get off of this fun stuff. Let's talk about scary stuff because I'm getting hungry and I just ate a steak for dinner. So.
Now
I
I
just
have
had a
been
peanut
wanting to
butter
ask.
sandwich.
I haven't want to ask someone this who's more, I'm assuming you know about the Native American culture, since you said you're Cherokee.
Yeah, I'm Cherokee. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so I used to live in Montana, and there was, especially
Oh,
the
right on.
old, there was a reservation nearby, and especially the older ones who are more true to the traditions. There were certain places in Montana, certain little areas of mountains, they would say, "Don't go there. There's great evil." They would
Yep.
never tell us outside what it was.
Yeah.
So everyone assumes, "Oh, if it's Indian, it has to be a skinwalker." So I'm like, "That's not." I think it's something else. I'm like, that
Oh,
wasn't
it is
really
something.
like the folklore in that area. But they just said there's great evil. Just don't go over there. Just trust me.
There
And
is,
they would never say what it was. And I'm always curious.
and
What
then
does someone else think it is?
the reason they will never tell you what it is because they don't want that to get out because they have made deals with these bad spirits. Okay, you have this plot of land, we'll
Mhm.
stay off of yours and you stay off of ours. Because when they were breaking the truces with each other, the evil ones would come into it and start taking their babies away from them and literally taking babies away. And so they don't want you going in there because you're breaking a trust that they had with those spirits.
Mm.
And they want to keep them where they're supposed to be, living happy and free. And they're on their side living happy and free. But yeah, you want to start some stuff, piss off some old ancient native spirits. Oh, yeah. Ew.
Oh
That's
yeah,
scary.
those are next level nasty over there.
Oh, these things will
Would that
put it this way.
be
Go
would
ahead.
that be the case with Skinwalker Ranch?
Yes. Well, Skinwalker has a level of several different things. It not only has the skinwalkers themselves, it has ancient elements or elementals that are on that property.
Mm-hmm.
There is, I believe, alien presence on there.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that there are at least 2 spaceships under that mesa there.
Oh, okay.
And I think there might be another one on the grounds. Just because of some of the scientific stuff that has been done there,
Mm-hmm.
that I don't know if y'all get the show in Japan, but it's very interesting. Some of the stuff they're doing, and they actually have actual people who have PhDs that are on the show.
I've seen it. It's called Ancient Histories. I think it's Ancient Aliens. It's called, isn't it?
Yep.
It's on the History Channel.
Yep.
And yeah, they talk about
And they have
She
another
has satellites, so she probably get.
right on. Now there is another show they do. It's called Secrets of Skinwalker Ranch.
Mhm.
And they have a rocket scientist that's on the show from the state of Alabama, where I'm from. And he is like high up in the government on the UFO side. He does research with the government as well. So
Mhm.
he's getting all like the nice, good equipment to go play with.
Mhm.
And some of the stuff that they've had on that show, it's amazing
Yeah,
what they're picking up on there.
because I remember one guy got really sick,
Yes.
and they
Yeah.
had to airlift him out of there.
He got some kind of tumor in the back of his head. And you can look at the x-ray of it. It actually lumped his head up about the size of a baseball.
Shit.
That's what I said. I was like, damn, talking about a knot on your head. Jeez.
Yeah.
Dang.
It's like, what caveman hit him with a club?
Did they remove it or what?
Once he got to, this is the weird part. Once he got to the doctor, they had it x-rayed. Within an hour, it was completely gone. The doctors did nothing to it but take an x-ray. That was it. And all of a sudden, it's gone. No sign of it. No tenderness of the guy's head. No damage to his brain. I'm like, the hell?
Yeah,
that's out
weird.
there shit right there.
That's weird.
But yeah, I love Skinwalker Ranch. I think it's cool. I think it's funny now is the government had the property with another contractor named Mr. Bigelow, who does Bigelow Aerospace. They did research on the place for over 20 years and couldn't figure out nothing. Now this new team's there, they're finding all kind of cool stuff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like they've been trying to drill through the mesa and they keep hitting something hard, it's tearing up their drill.
Yeah.
And they even went to a like 3 times the size of a drill that they were using.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, boom, it breaks.
Yeah, it broke the bit on the drill.
And those things are made to drill through hard rock like granite and quartz and stuff like that. This just get tore up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's fascinating. Let me tell you something cool that happened here in the southern United States that we don't get very much of.
Okay.
About a month and a half ago, we had the Northern Lights show up in the South.
Yeah, I saw that in the news, and I was so mad because I'm like, oh yeah, okay, I'm finally not United States, and this cool stuff starts showing up.
And it was so cool. Let me tell you, when we were sitting out there, we were talking to my friend Deb, who does another show on another network that I do a show with her once a month.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she calls us, go outside now. And we go outside and there's like 15, 20 UFOs outside. We're tracking my buddy, Matt, Lee's husband. He's an Army guy. So we were tracking every known military aircraft that was letting them be tracked. We counted 24 of those, 24 helicopters. That's 3 less than a whole battalion of helicopters for the Army. That's a lot of helicopters.
Yeah.
We were seeing, and they were communicating with us, which was so cool. It's like I would flash my light and I'd do it twice and say, can you flash me back? And I get 2 flashes back. Then I was like, can you move over to my left? Boom. It was over to my left, over to my right, down, up.
Mm-hmm.
It was amazing. And I wish I had, I have to send you some of the video and some of the pictures we took because it was unreal. And how cool it was just to see that, because I've seen Northern Lights before because I was a military guy, but I'd never seen them in the Southeast ever, which was a treat for us because like, this is pretty cool.
Yeah. You'd have to come back here one of these days because we get more earthquakes now and we get more UFO sightings now afterwards.
I'm sure you do. Mm-hmm.
And it's just like everyone is not looking here but looking up there.
Oh yeah.
And every time we get a major one, like you get so many UFOs coming out of the sky.
Yeah.
It's just unbelievable now.
Yeah. And it's amazing now. It's like if you get away from the cities where all the lights are, now you can start seeing a lot more of the sky. You can start picking up more of these things. And I know there's certain things that I look for. I look to make sure I know where the space station's at. I know where its path is at that night. I pretty much know radar what's out in my area flying, because
Yeah.
we're near 3 Air Force bases here and a couple of Army bases. So I know there's always
Yeah.
a lot of military traffic. I know
Yeah.
those.
Oh, yeah.
They have certain lights that you can tell. But you get other things that, like, we had this one that night, it changed colors like 7 different times.
Wow.
It went from like a cool baby blue
Mhm.
to like a dark purple. Then it went to almost like a black with green lights. And it changed colors several different times. And I kept having fun with it. It's like, hey, can you change it to this color? And it would.
Hmm.
Like they understood what I was saying. And this
Yeah.
is what's pretty cool. After we did all this, me and Lee were back at her house because we had an event to do on Saturday.
Hmm.
We're working on our website, and
Hmm.
I'm sitting there just talking to Lee, and all of a sudden, the corner of her room, I see it light up, and I see these 2 beings come out of her ceiling to the ground.
Oh shoot.
Oh, they were so beautiful, though. Oh my God, they were the Nordics, the ones with the blonde hair and looked like regular humans.
Hmm.
And they looked at me and said, "So we came because we liked your energies." I'm like, "Oh, this is cool." It's like, "Did you tell me anything else?" He says, "Well, we're limited what we can tell you, but you will know more later."
Mm.
And wouldn't give me any details, but we sat there and communicated, back and forth, probably
Mhm.
for about 7, 8 minutes. And then
Ooh,
me and Lee
There
were like,
is
"Go ahead."
there's 2 theories that some of the UFOs either live in the earth or
Yes.
also live in the ocean. So which I always tell
Yeah.
people with the earthquakes here in Japan, and that's when you start seeing more UFO activity. And
Yeah.
that kind of goes with with them being
the
more in the
water.
water.
Yeah. And that makes sense because if they're underneath and earthquake hits, they want to get the hell up out of the water.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know a lot of people's heard about the ones in the water. I've heard from other people
Yeah.
Yeah. We've heard a lot about them here in America that
that
they call them.
sometimes the UFOs that you see, they're not actually from the sky, but they came from
Yeah.
down in the earth.
Well, you think about it. You look at some of okay, we haven't even discovered half the creatures that live in the ocean. I
Nope.
mean,
Yeah,
you look at something like an octopus. That's alien to me,
Yeah.
because that thing can do stuff that most life forms cannot,
No.
and they can live in extreme pressure and extreme temperatures.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe we do have ground. I believe
that's why there's a theory that megalodon still exists
Yeah,
out there. It's
Yeah.
just more down in the ocean.
Yeah.
and it wouldn't surprise me if there are stuff under there that of whole civilizations that we don't know about under there.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's,
And it's so crazy
yeah,
because we have ships coming, like fishing vessels coming up empty
yeah,
off the Pacific Ocean,
yeah,
coming, and they're on the police goes up and fetches them and brings them back to shore, and there's
yeah,
nobody in it. There's
yeah,
nobody in it, and they're wondering why. And they had a full crew, but they're empty.
yeah.
There's 3 or 4 of them that are up on the shore in the Pacific Ocean that they don't know what the heck happened.
Oh, I can imagine, man, because you have something that traumatic, and you get taken off your vessel, which is your livelihood,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and all of a sudden you're taken up, and you don't know where the hell they took you. They could have took you in space. They could have took you under the water.
Yeah.
And
And it's really weird because it comes in spurts. Like one time it was winter time, and then the next time it was the summertime.
yeah, mm-hmm,
So there's no pattern, right? It's
yeah.
just like this. It's just really weird.
And see, that's what I'm curious about. I'd actually say I'd like to be taken by a spaceship just to see what else is there. As long as I
Mhm.
knew I was going to be safe, I wasn't going to be a meal for something, or
Yeah.
yeah.
Or getting your parts removed from you.
yeah, yeah. I
There
don't want.
is
I don't need no
there's a
extra parts. No, no. Don't want to
there is
miss
a
no parts either.
theory that in America, with all the people coming up missing in like in national parks, there's a theory that one of our presidents made a deal with the aliens that they will give them a certain amount of humans
Mhm.
each year for some of their technology.
That would be Dwight D. Eisenhower. They actually pulled
Yeah,
him off.
that's what
They
I've heard
actually,
that. Yeah.
yeah, I know this story real well. They pulled him off a golf course down in Florida, put him in a car. They put him on a plane. He ended up out in Nevada at Area 51, and he was introduced to the first group of aliens, which were grays,
Mm-hmm.
and then he was introduced to the reptilians, which were very few because there are only few of the reptilians that are actually civilized people or creatures. Um, and then he met the Nordics, and he did make that deal where uh, that they were allowed to take so many people per year, but we got trade technology from them, which we got a lot. If you think about all we got now,
Yeah.
and I had an easy solution to that. People that don't have any families or nobody will miss them, let them have them.
Yeah.
At least there'll be something good for them. They might get to
Yeah.
eat, have a place to sleep.
Yeah. Blaine, I talked to this paranormal investigator who's also a physician, and he still is working in the hospital. And I told him, Japan has come around with really weird technology. Okay, they have developed certain organs in the body that are man-made,
Yeah,
that are that if your organ is bad, or if you had cancer in your organ, they'll take it up and put a man-made organ in your body.
yeah. And
And they're saying,
I've heard they're doing a lot of that research here in the United States as well.
yeah,
But you guys are actually putting it to human test.
yeah, and apparently they've been doing that for a long time now, right?
Wow.
Now they're working on a heart,
Yeah.
and it's just like Japan and America really doesn't share information about that, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, pretty soon they're gonna have people who are stuck in wheelchairs to be able to walk with with robotics now, because they're testing on people who have got caught in a car accident,
Mm-hmm.
who are disabled now. They're working on them so they'll be able to walk again.
Yep. And they've already got some of that technology here in the States.
Yeah.
They're making these, I call them bionic legs. And they're for people who work in like warehouses and shipping yards and stuff that do a lot of heavy lifting and stuff.
Yeah.
And the exoskeleton that they've already came out with, the military is just starting to test them on certain career fields right now. I know my career field I was in the Air Force was air transportation, and they're using it in air trans now.
Yeah.
And it's helping a lot. A lot of the airmen, because some of that stuff we mess with was some heavy stuff, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, they made it that pretty soon you'll have it where, like, just say you lose an eye, you'll have, bionic eye and an arm or a leg or.
Yeah. So they're working really hard on doing that. And it's military and other stuff, but they made a stealth submarine, right?
In yeah.
Japan.
Yeah.
And apparently you can't hear it underwater. You cannot hear it when it goes by you. You cannot hear it. Yeah. And what happened was a Russian submarine was there, and they launched a missile, and Japan destroyed the missile.
Nice.
And they're saying, and the Russian sub was going, what the hell happened? Like, I thought, huh? Like, they're saying, nobody was.
And see, that part's cool because I know a little bit about propulsion, especially underwater, is when that screw starts turning, it's going to make noise. It's going to make a jet noise. So I'm wondering what they're using to stop that propulsion noise.
Yep.
And that's pretty cool.
And you know what? They're not saying, we all know about it, right? We all know about it here in Japan.
Yeah.
Nobody else knows about it outside the country. That's the thing, right?
Well, we do now.
I was seeing in the news not too long ago, going back to the human organs being made in labs. They just Scientists did also just come out with able to make an embryo without a sperm or an egg,
I
and they said
saw that.
and it looks
Mhm.
exactly. They said like it's growing. It looks exactly like a fetus would
Mhm.
in the womb. It looks just like that, and they said it's it's coming out with the same hormone
Mhm.
that produces like the positive pregnancy test is doing that
Yeah.
too.
Oh my
So
And
goodness.
Blaine,
it's doing
guess
all
what? Guess what, Blaine?
What?
If you wanted a boy, right,
Yeah.
and you got a wife and you wanted a child, and said, "Doctor, I want a boy," and they just said, "Okay, you'll get a boy." That's
Wow.
what you do now in this country. And the
Wow.
doctor and it said, "You want a girl? Okay, we'll make sure you get a girl."
Oh, that is so cool.
And that's old technology in Japan.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's just like you can choose if you want a boy, you can choose if you want a girl. Living in this country, you can do that now.
Wow. And I'm guessing what they do is give the embryo a dose of an X or a
Yeah,
Y chromosome
yeah.
to get
I don't
the,
know how they do it, but they've been doing it for a long
yeah.
time now. They've been doing it for a long time in this country. And you know what?
No
It
doubt.
it freaks me out. It's kind of scary, okay?
Yeah.
I had my children the old way, okay? I
Yeah.
didn't know. And I didn't know and when I was pregnant, I didn't know what the heck I had, either
Yep.
boy or girl. I couldn't give a hoot. Like I
Yeah,
didn't know.
exactly.
Yeah. And then I had a 4D scan and that's when I found out. But yeah, I mean, it's it scares the bleepers out of me, right, living here.
Well, just
And
think, okay, if they can clone humans, what's next? We're gonna have woolly mammoths because I know they've already got DNA of woolly mammoths, and they're
yeah,
talking about breeding
Oh,
them.
they're working on that.
Yeah, I know.
yeah,
I would be
yeah,
surprised if they haven't already figured it out and they've got a little
yeah.
baby hybrid running around and somewhere, or even cooler, or
Mhm.
scarier. What if they could bring back some of the dinosaurs like Jurassic Park did? You know?
You know what?
They have been working on that. Supposedly the
Mhm.
timeline that they gave that they will successfully have those has already passed. So they might actually have them but not be sharing it with us.
Yeah.
But you know something also funny, right? The Godzilla movies that came out right in Japan, right, long time
Oh,
ago. Okay.
our favorites when we were kids.
Oh yeah, but they're saying now scientists in Japan are saying now Godzilla really existed in Japan.
Well, y'all, that makes sense to me because a that would be close to a dragon, and dragon's very prevalent in the
Mhm.
Asian culture. So
And
there had to be something of that where they could get those uh, legends from.
and yeah, and where how did they find out to make that movie? That's the thing.
Yeah,
And you know what? And apparently where Godzilla lives is in the is near where the hot lava lives, which
yeah,
would be in the volcanoes,
sure.
the live volcanoes in Japan. And you know what? There's so many where she is. There's so many where I am. I mean, we're on the opposite side of each other, right? But
Oh,
where she is, there's so many live volcanoes where she is, and there's so many live volcanoes where I live. Like
yeah.
you can't, right? How do we know, right?
We don't, and that's the cool thing about it. It's like we do want to know
Yeah,
because if they've got an actual, Godzilla and a Rodan and all them, I want to see them
yeah,
because that would be so cool just to say, okay, well, it's like was it they found these jars in Central America that had pictures of dinosaurs drawn on them
hmm
with I mean very detailed. And those people they only drew what they saw and knew. So
yeah,
that's telling me
Yes.
they had to see that.
yeah. In order to draw that, right?
Yeah.
Like, how would they know?
Yeah, exactly. How would you know this thing had scales or feathers and you're drawing this stud on there and it's got this thing with scales or it's got feathers? It's like, okay, unless you've seen that, you can't come up with that stuff on the top of your head,
No,
especially back in those days.
no. It's so it's so like there's so many things, and with all the urban legends that we have here, it's so some of it still exists.
Yeah,
Um, some of it exists in the fresh waters, in the old part where nobody lives, and they're saying it still exists, it's still there, and you can't deny it.
yeah, I believe it.
Yeah.
I mean, shoot, the stuff I've seen in my life. Okay, I've seen aliens, I've seen spirits, lots and lots of spirits.
Yep.
I've seen Bigfoot before. I've seen fairies before.
Mhm.
I've seen little gnomes before.
Mhm.
Um, I've seen elementals before.
Mhm.
I've seen a genie before, a jinn when I was in Iraq.
Mhm.
That was a sight to see, let me tell you.
Mhm.
And I'll tell you this, they're not cute like Aladdin. They're butt
Mhm.
ugly for one. This
Yeah.
thing that I saw, it had this little bitty pointed head, had these big eyes, and this little slit of a mouth with these really bad looking teeth.
Oh God.
He was ugly. I mean, God. And just to say I saw one of these things, it was like he didn't realize I saw him.
Mhm.
Then he realized I saw him. Then it
Mm.
made him mad
Mm.
because he didn't know what to do with me.
Yeah. He didn't know what was your objective about, right?
Yep, and he didn't know if I could hurt him. I knew that he could probably hurt me if I
Mm.
let him, but I wouldn't let him. I held my ground,
Yeah.
and I remember he had to cuss. He cussed at me in Farsi, which is um ancient language from back in the Middle East,
Mhm.
and you can tell when you get cussed at because the way his tone and the way he said his words. It was
Mhm.
I was getting dog cussed. I know that.
Yeah.
And then he vanished, and then I started to go leave the room I was in, and the thing came back in. It pushed me down to the ground from behind. I said, "Oh, you're a coward now too, huh? You push
Oh
me. You won't
God.
face me man to man or
Oh
thing
God.
to thing." And I never had anything to do. I never saw it again. The rest of the 9 months I was in Iraq.
Jeez. I mean, dang. Wouldn't that be a sight to see? Really,
Oh,
you know.
and it was like I said, that thing was the weirdest thing. It had this weirdest skin color. It was like almost a bluish, blackish gray.
Ooh.
And he had, and this is what made me laugh. He had like 3 or 4 hairs popping out of the top of his bald head, and that's all
Mm.
it was. I was like, God, you're
You know
so
what?
cute.
You know, talking about the bluish grayish, that where did they find that color for Aladdin on Disney, right? W- Where did they find that blue color from? You're talking about bluish grayish, right?
Yeah. God, where did they have
That,
that color before?
yeah. I mean, huh?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. There's something weird going on.
Oh, Disney has their own conspiracy theories. Like, you know why they made Frozen the movie, right?
Yeah.
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 I mean, how did they know that, right?
Yeah,
It's
really.
just it kind of like yeah, you know something that I don't know.
Yeah, really. Because I want to know. I'm
Yeah, because
curious.
I
I
want to
want to
know
know.
too. You know,
Now,
I
if you
want to
got
know
some
too.
news,
You know.
share it. Now, I got to
Yeah.
ask both of you
Yeah.
ladies, what
Yeah.
is the coolest paranormal thing you've ever seen?
Yeah. Blaine, what do you think about black-eyed children?
Dude, okay, I could do a whole 2 hours on them little creepy things. I and they are creepy little kids. They remind me of Chucky dolls with black eyes,
Okay.
and I've seen probably about 6 of them, and my whole time doing the paranormal, and they do not put off a good energy or a good vibe. It's always like so negative and so angry every time I've seen them. It's like something took a child that used to have joy in their heart and just replaced it with just pure meanness and evil and nastiness. It's like all of their childhood innocence has been taken away from them. Um, it's pretty messed up about the
Yeah.
black-eyed children. Um, yeah, I luckily I've only seen a few of them. I don't think they were,
Whereabouts have you seen them the most?
okay. The most I saw them was at a cemetery here in Alabama. It's an older cemetery that's probably goes back to like uh, late 1700s, early 1800s. Had a lot of just old stone graves, but there's a section over there that has no grave markers, no nothing, and no grass will grow there.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, and I was doing a box session on a grave, and I happened to look over and I seen these 6 little kids in there. I'm thinking, okay, I got kid spirits. They come around me a lot anyway. Then I
Yeah.
started looking at them, and I'm like, okay, they got black eyes. Their energy is not right. And then,
Amanda, we gotta do a road trip with Blaine.
come on, I'll take you some cool places.
We gotta do a road trip with Blaine.
Oh yeah, I find these off the wall cemeteries that nobody's been to forever, and I get the coolest stuff in them. But yeah, the black eyed children.
What
I was
exactly are the black-eyed children? Are they children who died like in anger?
uh, they were either their life was taken from them shortly, or they were. Most of them that I've seen is their soul is hollow because when they were alive, their soul was taken from them by certain entities. Um, I'm not saying they're all demonic, but some of them are very evil. Like they might have been pedophiles, they might have been rapists, they might have been murderers.
Mm,
Um,
okay.
yeah,
So they could be killed, or they
yes,
could be uh in the most horrific way their life would be
hmm,
taken from them, right?
yep.
Okay.
And so it's like they had their whole soul sucked out of them, and that's the best way I can describe it. That's what it feels. It felt like to me, energy wise, and me being a nurturing person I am, I wanted to try to help them,
Yeah.
but they are so far gone from what was taken from them. It's going to take me a long time to get them back, even part of their selves or their soul, because these things consume them. I mean, just consume their souls, and I don't know if they use them, if they traded them for other souls or what they did with them, but these children have no way of having joy anymore. And it's almost like that they're there and looking for somebody to take a soul from where they can have a soul themselves. This is what I pick up on with them.
Mm. So they'd be out searching for souls so
Hmm.
they can steal it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
We have something
Yeah.
over here in Japan called I don't know if this is pronounced right. Hanyo?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, where it is a woman who became a demon because she was overly jealous
Oh, okay.
and it consumed her. And that's why they say the Hanyo mask, and you look at it, it is of a woman, and if you look at the eyes, it's jealousy.
Oh, wow. That makes a
Yeah.
lot of sense.
Yeah.
And see, that's funny because there's stories like that from all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Which makes it so cool because it's multicultural,
Mm-hmm.
multi-country, multi expansion of space, which is
Mm-hmm.
it's pretty interesting, you know?
And they're all intertwined, like they
Yeah,
all take
exactly.
something from each other, right?
Yeah, it's like the Native Americans, the Cherokee, believed that there were these people called Star People, and
Mm-hmm.
they came down and helped them.
Mm-hmm.
But Star People also went all over the world and helping other cultures develop. Pretty much brought us out of being, living in caves and eating dirt and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, they call us, and I always feel like that we're just dust of space. We're just all particles. We're all connected one way or another.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. the thing is that I kept myself to myself. I think you know about it.
Yeah.
That I cannot come out of my cave. I'm still in my
Yeah.
cave. I think I'll be in my cave for the rest of my life in this country because
Mm.
because I my children are the same thing. Okay, it's just no one would believe me. No one would understand me.
Understand.
I'd
Yeah.
be locked in a friggin' loony bin, right?
Oh, yeah. I tried growing up here in the South, which is the Bible Belt.
Yeah,
And it's probably just the same as Japan. It's like,
yeah,
okay, this is taboo. And
yeah,
as I remember my grandmother telling me, she says, you can't tell nobody that you have gifts. You can't say
yeah,
nothing.
Oh,
And I
that's
wanted to tell everybody. I thought
yeah,
everybody could do this,
yeah.
And then I lost my grandmother got married and she moved away. So my only resource that I had for this whole spiritual journey, I had
Hmm.
to do on my own after she left because I didn't have her there to talk to anymore. And that's why,
Amanda had Amanda had to ignore her abilities
yeah.
because
That was my because I was raised as a Baptist minister's daughter.
oh,
So
good Lord.
to
Yeah.
them, because they still believe to them, and everything's a demon. If it doesn't look like a demon or it looks friendly, it's trying to deceive you, but it's a
Yeah.
demon and it's gonna
Yeah.
hurt you.
yeah,
And
Yeah.
unfortunately, I had a gift, so they believe that because you have a gift, you have to be doing witchcraft or you have to be
No.
doing something, that you have a
yeah,
demon attachment or even possessed by
yeah,
a demon. And me as a kid crying to explain, I'm not possessed. I don't have an
No.
attachment.
no,
I'm not doing witchcraft, especially because they were so strict with my upbringing
Well,
that
you know what
the
I
only thing I
told them?
knew.
Amanda, what I told them is look, I said, God made prophets. Does it say anywhere in the Bible he stopped making prophets? No, it does not.
no,
We didn't ask for the gifts we were given. They were
no,
given to us. We don't know the reason why, but I embrace my gifts because it is who I am. It's a part of me, just like it is a part of you two.
yeah,
And
Light workers chosen to
yeah,
help
we
people.
are
Yeah.
light workers, yes.
yeah,
And and we proved that. Me and
yeah,
Lee proved it very strongly. We had
yeah,
this lady that was in a hospice, and she wanted, if you get close to hospice, to ask if you want to talk to clergy. Well, she had asked for a shaman, and me and Lee were there, and we helped this lady and helped this lady and helped this lady. And every time we go see her, I'd see more and more of her family coming into the room, spirit wise. And
mm,
excuse me. And when she finally passed, she came back to me and Lee goes, I don't know what y'all did, but y'all made it so great. I'm like a hero. I'm like a rock star up here. Everybody knows
mm,
who I am. I said,
mm,
we told you that.
mm-hmm,
You're going to do what you got to do. And
mm,
now your turn is you can go help somebody like we helped you. You can be
yeah,
somebody's spirit guide. You can guide, teach somebody something, learn and
yeah,
teach what you know.
yeah,
And I thought it was so cool because the lady was so sweet too. And the when she finally passed, it was good that she got to where she needed to go.
mm-hmm,
And I was sad for her family because her family didn't have her anymore. I said, "Well, you still have your mom. She's never going nowhere.
yeah,
She's always going to be around you. All you got to do is think of her, and she'll be there." And
you
that
know,
was comforting for the family.
yeah. I I'm I'm still part of the Catholic Church. Okay, I have a friend who's my Facebook friend. He goes to church too, and then one time I told him kind of like what I do. And he said, "You can't be doing this." I said, "Why can't I?" Because he said, "You can't be doing this at all. This is not right." Okay,
Mm-mm-mm.
what is right?
Yeah, really.
What is wrong?
Yep.
And then I go to Shinto shrine too to get get rid of all the bad juju. Sometimes I do a
Mhm.
lot of stuff that I have to I have to get rid of, right?
Yeah.
So it doesn't come back after me. And he said, "You can't be going there." I go, "Why?" "Because you're not allowed to." I said, "But who?"
Yeah, really.
And yeah, that's why I kind of like quit going to church, because afterwards that really pissed me off. And I said, mm-mm. And I said, but I said, and then I turned around and I said, God chose us,
Yep.
the chosen ones, to help the spirits and help the people with the spirits, in the spirits together, so we
Yep.
could all live in harmony together.
Yep.
And he said, no, that's not right. I said, okay, fine. I said, okay, I'm not going to argue with you. I just, whatever. Like, yeah. I said, okay, this is not going to work. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Well, I mean, you know what's funny? I'm the only pagan that can actually do a rite of Catholic exorcism
yeah,
in the whole world.
yeah,
I was trained by the bishop of the old Catholic Church,
yeah,
and I actually got approval from Rome in the Vatican where
yeah,
I could do a Christian Catholic exorcism, even
yeah,
though I don't have an ounce of Catholic in me at all.
yeah,
I'm all 100% Native American
yeah.
belief, but yeah, I could do a Catholic ritual. I think it's still funny.
The only thing that I found was really weird was I was at Christmas mass. Okay, I was sitting there praying, and this bishop, he went like this to me when he was walking up to the altar, and I said, and I tried to, I was, I was doing this right, and I pretended that nobody was looking at me. And he saw my face. He was going. He just went, hmm. He went, He did. He went, and he didn't say anything. I said, shit, he knows.
And like, I'm at the point where now I don't care because
Yeah,
like Amanda, we were grown up Southern Baptist, fire and brimstone. You're going to hell for every little thing you do.
Yeah.
And this is what cracks me up about my family. They were
yeah,
like, "Well, you can't be doing none of that stuff. That's evil. That's the devil." But
yeah,
can you
Yeah.
come to my house?
yeah.
Like, really? I'm the devil.
Yeah.
Now you want me to come to your house? Okay. Oh, I got to tell y'all a funny story. We were in an investigation a couple of weeks ago up in North Carolina, and we didn't have the investigation until Saturday, but we were there Friday, and me and a couple of friends that are in mine and Lee's class that we teach,
Hmm.
we're sitting out there playing with our little necrophonic on a phone,
Hmm.
and this gentleman come out the door, and I guess he worked for the hotel or owned it or something, and he heard what was going on. He goes, "Y'all ain't doing some supernatural shit up in here, are you?" I'm like, "Y'all ain't trying to bring ghosts up in my hotel." Like, nope, they're already here. He went, "What?" And his eyes got as big as saucers. I never seen a man move so fast in my life back inside that door. I was dying laughing. That was funny.
He probably head for the hills.
I was waiting to hear his car go sideways out the parking lot.
He probably couldn't wait home to go to his wife. Hey, woman, you gotta hear this.
They got people doing this supernatural shit over our hotel. They put ghosts in my hotel. Oh, I'm like, I don't have to put ghosts nowhere. They're there.
No, them things, like it's so funny. People said, "Well, don't put ghosts in my room." I said, "Nah, they're already there. I didn't put in there. I can only get rid of them, but I
Yeah.
can't bring them.
Yep.
But yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
I mean, I could ask, hey, Mr. Spirit, will you go haunt this person over here for me and bring about 10 of your friends? That'd be great, okay?
yeah. You can. Yeah, my son has the same ability. He whistles. My son can whistle, and they'll come running to the sliding door, and they'll knock on the sliding door when he
Yeah.
whistles at them. He can
That's
do.
funny.
He has the ability to do that. I don't. I
Right
don't
on.
have that. I mean,
All I gotta do is walk in a room and they show up. So
yeah. All I have to do is. All you have to do is. You have to. Oh, you have to bring your energy, and they go boom. Okay, I see you. I know who you are. I got you.
well, let's see. We're at the investigation we did was in North Carolina at the USS North Carolina battleship.
Mm-hmm.
All right, the guy that's head of security, he went by and just observed all the groups and see what they were doing and stuff. He came up to me and goes, "I don't know what you do, of what you are, but I've heard 5 different spirits call your name in 5 different places on this boat. He said, I started hearing your name on this boat before you even got here. She said, what do you do? I said, I don't know. I show up, they show up. That's how it works.
Yeah, they got you pegged already.
Oh, yeah. They know me. It's
Yeah.
like, and it's funny. I'll walk in some place, especially a place I've got to go cleanse.
Mm-hmm.
First thing I hear is, what the F is he doing here? It's like, oh, shit, we're doomed now.
Yeah.
Run. I've heard them go, run. I've heard them say, hide. And I laugh at them. I was like, okay, you can't hide. I can tell you exactly where you are.
Yeah.
Like, damn, he knows where we are. It's like, so we try
I
to
got
be,
you
we try to be
pegged.
nice.
Funny. It's
We try
funny
to
when
be-
I investigate and there's another like psychic medium there, and they're just like, "Oh, I feel a spirit in this room." I'm like, yeah, it's right there.
It's right
She's
there.
right there. She's standing there. She's looking at this person.
Yeah.
Like, I can tell you
Now,
where they are.
Amanda, my favorite are the ones that walk into a room and go, I can't stay in here. It's just too hard. I was like, what kind of medium are you? You got to be able to sit in any room and take it, because that's what you're doing. Now you're just showing the ghosts you're scared of them.
Yeah.
Now you're never
No,
going
they're
to
gonna follow you.
they're going to follow you. You're going to be the first one they slap upside the head, pull their hair, trip, fall downstairs. Your mom says, put bait on the back of your shirt, because that's what you are now.
I have to tell you, when I went to Hiroshima, okay, I did it was, I think it was I forgot the building it was. It was one of the trade center buildings that was bombed, and it's only half left, and they have half the roof left. And as I walked up to the building and said, I could see you, like, I see you, like, shit, I know you could see me, okay, I can hear you,
Yeah,
like,
really.
you know. And it's nice, and it was middle of the morning at 9:30 in the morning,
Oh, yeah.
broad daylight, right?
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, in Japan, spirits don't give a shit whether it's night or daytime. They'll come up
That's what I
anytime
laugh.
they want to.
I laugh at it here. It's like, well, why do you do it at night? Well, it's more scary in the dark. I said, like, spirits like don't care if it's dark time, if it's
Nope.
daytime. I've got more spirits during the day.
Yep.
And I'm just walking out my front door.
Yeah.
Walking inside my front door. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
I
And
tell
it's
people here, we're used to seeing shadow people here.
Yeah.
And it's weird because they'll just stand and they'll stare at you. They're
I
not
know.
moving. They're just like, I'm here. And I tell people, other investigators, like, if you come here and see a shadow figure, they don't actually want to talk to you. It's more of a, I'm right here. This is my area. There's nothing you can do about it. I can be here. There's nothing you can do about it. I can watch you. There's nothing you can do about it. They
Amanda,
don't want to.
you should tell them where you live and which part you live in, because there's a reason why.
So I live in Nagasaki, which to the right of me, a couple hours, is the Nagasaki bombing. To a little bit north of me is the Hiroshima bombing. So that's also why there's more tragic souls here lost.
Sure.
Compared to Irene, who has more suicidal spirits there. There's a lot of tragic ones down here. There's also a lot more cryptids down here than obviously in Tokyo. And I think it's because the radiation from the 2 bombings mixed with people or animals to create it. That's what they're saying. That's what scientists are saying. But they're not willing to go investigate. Is it actually cryptid? Scientists are like, I'm not going to take the time to find out. We don't have Bigfoot hunters here to go on research. I wish they did.
I wish they did too, because Bigfoots are cool.
We have our own. He is, and anytime he was seen, he's only 5 foot tall, but his foot is 6 inches wide and 10 inches long. So that's why.
That's pretty big for Japan.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. Is because they actually have a footprint in one of the museums around the area that the Boy Scouts took.
Yeah.
Really?
And he lives in the mountains.
Yeah,
of
it makes sense.
In a small town north of in northern Hiroshima.
Yeah.
Wow.
The reason why they don't want to study it because nobody will give them funding to do that, and it takes money for the scientists to go find them, and nobody wants to do it. So, and it's not popular. Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah.
But I guarantee you, the first somebody threw out some grant money to go investigate, they'd be all over that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Exactly right. So I mean, where she is, you don't just have the bombings, right? You have a lot of um when the Spanish ship came to Japan, the first place they went to was Nagasaki. Okay, and they brought the Catholic religion with them, right?
Yeah.
And they were fighting with the shogun at that time during Edo era, and they crucified them to the cross.
Wow.
24, yeah, and it's on a little. It's like a mountain. You could take an escalator up there. You can visit it up there.
Yeah.
That's really, it's freaky, creepy, haunted. Okay, I'm gonna tell you that. I've been there. Okay,
I'd love to go there.
we'll take you when you come. We'll take you. I mean, man, it's so. Oof. And there's another part in Kyoto where Amanda just came back from her vacation. In the mountains, they crucified 24 Christians in that mountain too. But that mountain's worse, really more haunted than the
Oh, I can
other
imagine.
place.
And,
Than
and
any other place.
what makes me mad about all that is your people had their own religion, their own practices.
Yeah,
And my people, my Native American people, same way. They
yeah.
had their own worship system, and all of a sudden, this stuff was forced on them. That they probably even took it where you guys couldn't speak your own language, or
Mm-hmm.
they made you speak like them.
Mm-hmm.
And I know they did that to the Native Americans. They put them in these schools and
Yeah,
take away all their culture from them.
yeah,
And to me, that's just horrible to begin with.
yeah,
I don't know how some other human. Okay, I can understand you're real strong in your religious beliefs, but not so strong when you have to go take away somebody's whole culture and their
yeah,
whole way of life
yeah,
because it doesn't agree with what you believe. That's just
yeah,
wrong.
yeah, yeah. So they lose their culture, to
Yeah,
tell you the truth, because of that. But I mean, there's more Catholics where she is than where I am.
yeah.
Um, and there's more. It's really haunted in that area. I tell you. I mean, it's so sick. You won't believe it. The
I believe
police even put up bars and guardrails that do not enter because it's so bad.
it. Wow.
And yeah, and apparently where they crucified them on the mountain is close to where all these shrines are.
Yeah.
And it's you can go there. I think I know how to get there. My husband knows how to get there too. He just saw the map on my phone and he says, "Oh, I know where it is." But yeah, I mean, it's just like there's so many freaky, crazy stuff happened during that time.
I can imagine.
It's so damn haunted, right?
Oh,
That
see, that's my kind of place. I like to go in there and have conversations with them
yeah,
to let them have a voice
yeah,
because a lot of these spirits, all they want is somebody to acknowledge them,
yeah, yeah,
let them
Not in
know that
Japan.
really
yeah,
they're not. Oh, well, the spirits don't want you to acknowledge them there, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So I tell people, just because you see a shadow figure here in Japan doesn't mean they want you to talk to them.
Well, see, this is my theory on shadow figures is they have not learned to manipulate the energy well enough to manifest as a full spirit. Now we
yeah.
get up here quite a lot, and they'll move.
Mm,
They like to move real fast.
mm-hmm,
Um, and I've had a few that'll speak, but most of them,
mm-hmm.
like you said, they won't say a word. They'll just look at you like you're crazy,
Yeah,
and they're like trying to figure out, it's like how do they see me here? Why are they here? You know.
yeah.
But I wonder if you ever tried to talk to one of the shadow people and just acknowledge them, what it would do to them.
Go ahead, Amanda.
Yeah, please tell me.
I don't know about there, but here it's just one of those. This is my area. I want to be in my area. You stay on the other side of the road. And I'm like, yep, good with me.
Okay.
Yeah,
See, I'd be wanting to talk to him. It's like, hey, how's it going? My name's Blaine. Um, is there anything I can help you with? or anything you want to get off your chest, I'd love to hear what you have to say. And I'd shut up and let them talk just to see what they had to say, if they'd say anything at all.
Yeah. When I went to Hiroshima, okay, I talked to the spirit. There's one American spirit that I talked to. He was kind of angry. Why did America drop these bombs? He's like, what the fuck were they trying to do?
Yeah.
That's what he told me. He's out after the war. I was giving out blankets, food, and water, and they killed me. My own country killed me. He said,
Wouldn't doubt it.
and he said he was so pissed off with that. Right? He was so pissed off. You don't believe it. In fact, during that time when we were doing this, right, I was doing a podcast to this, right, and during the time, my StreamYard got locked off 3 times. I lost my StreamYard 3 times every time I tried to.
Yeah, so like one of my shows.
And it came back in again, and it got kicked out, and I came back in and it get kicked out, right? And I said, "Shit, we got to do it over again." So I had to move it from the area because it wouldn't show up. StreamYard wouldn't show up. And then I had to move it from the area. I came back in again. We did it again. We finally finished the investigation.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, damn. I mean, it was such a hard investigation. You wouldn't believe it. And my husband got attacked by these stupid ants in the trees, right?
Oh boy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And he was packing all my crystals, right?
Oh.
And I had crystals. I had rose quartz. I had onyx, and I have obsidian. I had everything. I went packing, man. I was packing everything, and I had a cat, and I had a tiger eye. Nothing worked. Shit, damn it, this ain't working.
Oh my goodness.
And I said, holy shit. I said, now what the hell am I gonna do, right? And I said, oh well, I'm gonna finish this damn investigation. I said, you guys want to talk to me, you can talk to me, but do not hurt me. Do not screw around with my video. Do not do anything that I don't want you to do. I will talk to you. Voices will be heard. But remember, boundaries, right? That's what I said.
You guys set boundaries with them.
And
we do.
That.
I do. I have to, because since I'm such a strong empath, I can walk into a room and pick up energies in every room I go to.
Yeah.
So if I get in a place that has a lot of spirits, they like to tend to come to me all at once. I got attacked in a hospital that I didn't know it was a hospital. It was a house where they turned it from a hospital into a like a antique store with a restaurant at the bottom of it.
Oh,
we're
God.
sitting there eating, and I'm getting bombarded like 40 ways from Sunday. I'm feeling like I was shot up, stabbed. Now, this is the fun with being a guy. I got the feeling of being pregnant, of giving birth. That was not fun. I don't see. I have respect for you guys like crazy.
Was it a boy or girl, Blaine?
I don't know. Don't care. It hurt. And I finally had to get to the point. It's like, can you please back off?
Yeah.
Tell me what's going on. I can hear you and see you. You don't have to show me every little detail. And they backed off, and I had to start doing that because it would get overwhelming someplace.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now I've got them trained pretty well. It's like in my house. It's like if I go into my bedroom, that's my sanctity place.
Yeah.
You cannot come past my door.
Yeah.
Or anywhere inside my room, my bathroom, my closet, anywhere inside that room. That is my sanctuary.
Please don't follow me in the bathroom.
Oh, yeah. I was like, hey, if you follow me, you're not gonna stay in there long. That's what I tell them.
You know what? People say to me, I wish I had your ability. I said, no, you don't. No, you don't.
No, I'm glad I have my ability.
But
I embrace mine. But I don't want nobody else's. I don't want what gifts you have or what you have. I want what I have.
Yeah.
But I can help you expand your gifts, and you can help me expand mine.
Yeah.
But I enjoy. I hear it all the time. Well, I want to do like you. I said, nobody's going to be like me, or be like Irene, or be like Amanda, or Lee.
No.
You're going to be your own individual self. You're going to have your own gifts at whatever rate that they wanted to give them to you in.
like I can see different things that you can, and you can see different things that I can't.
Yeah.
You know, I can't see certain things, and you can't see certain things. So everyone's different, right? And so not
Yeah.
all abilities are the same.
No.
And some people abilities are stronger than other parts, and than what I can do, right? But I'm working on it. I'm working on it. That's for sure.
And the easiest way I tell people is, look, okay, whatever gifts you have, embrace what was given to you,
Yeah.
because you will get upgrades. That's what I like to call them. You get something else.
Yeah.
You might get a little bit. You might have one of your gifts become 10 times stronger than it was, or you
Yeah.
might pick up a brand new whole gift where you can see
Yeah.
like people's auras, or you can
Yeah.
see um the energy around people,
Yeah.
and like me, I know within 5 minutes if I'm going to like you or not,
Yeah.
because your energy goes nope, and I'm nope, and I'll be cordial with you, and I'll
Mhm.
be nice, but I'll back away.
In
But
and out.
yep,
There's me and Irene are the exact same way, and people
yep,
are just like, how come you and Irene never got? We're There might be people we're cordial with, just out of respect, but people like, how
sure,
come you're not as involved with this person as we are? We're like, it. It's just a vibe.
yep, it
Oh,
is.
that's all
It's
we're
their
gonna
energy,
say.
and it's like,
Yeah.
and
And then
I
people later will come
yeah,
back and be like, "Yeah, you're right. I wish I would have picked that up sooner." And I'm like,
right away.
we just saw something, and we're just like, we don't want to deal with that. We're not.
Yeah,
That's dumb.
it's
Get
like
out.
we did an investigation I did with Lee Brown, and we're at this old house. They called it Gilded Bat. She turned it into a bread and breakfast. Well,
Mhm.
this lady shows up, and all of a sudden, 5 seconds she's in the house. That there's demons attacking her in the house. She's getting possessed, and I'm like, wait a minute, time out, time out. Okay, I know every energy in this house, and whatever you just brought into that house, that's on you, not the house.
Yeah.
This made it even funnier. All right, she acts like she's possessed. She says, hold on a minute, I'll be right back. Then went and asked Lee if she had holy water. I'm like, well, okay, if you're possessed, why are you going to ask for holy water? Get the hell up out of here. I was
Yeah.
like, I didn't like her from the get go. And I told her, I said, look, for one, I promised the owner of this place that there would be nothing negative brought to this house. Now you
Mhm.
went against my word, and my word is my bond. You need to leave now, and you need to take your creepy Oompa Loompa little
Mhm.
spirits with you, and
Mhm.
don't ever come back here.
Yeah.
And as soon as she walked out the door, I guided the rest of her little clan out of there behind her, gave one of them a good foot in the ass, and said, don't ever come back here again.
Damn. You know, this one thing I have a real beef about holy water. Okay. It, like, oh my god, don't people know that using holy water can make them more angry?
Well, you got to figure water is basically a strong, very strong energy,
Mhm.
and it flows energy and it
Mhm.
holds energy.
Mhm.
Well,
So
over
you
Yeah.
get it.
here, yeah, it would make it worse just because you also have to go with what we also remind people. You have to go with the belief of where you're going. Like over
Oh, yeah,
here, holy
exactly.
water and sage means nothing. So I'm
Yeah.
like,
I
I
know.
can't. If I needed to help cleanse the place, I can't, because it'd be like if I went to your house, went outside, picked dandelions, brought them in, set them on fire, and started waving around. So it gets rid of ghosts. Trust me. You'd be like, yeah, okay, sure. Same
Yeah.
thing with sage, because if I lit sage, I went and start saging everywhere.
Yeah.
They, it means nothing to them. They're like, yeah, I don't trust this girl because I don't know what she's doing, but it's
Yeah.
just not a
Yeah.
belief. They can't really
Yeah.
buy the
Exactly.
nature.
And
And if you use, yeah, exactly. If you use prayers, you
yeah.
have to believe in it. If you don't
Yeah.
believe in it, you just speak like tongues. It's not gonna
Pretty
work.
much.
I'm sorry.
You're
You
right.
know.
You're right. And it is the meaning of the prayer is the energy you're putting off and giving to that prayer,
Yeah.
and for those words to ring true.
Yeah.
And if you do not, you're just blowing yourself up in the wind. It's like, okay, this person looks like some weirdo.
Yeah.
Now, me, when I do a blessing on a house, I use the homeowner's own energy to push out the negative energy. I guide them on how to get rid of themselves, because the thing and it ain't after me, it's after you. So once I start them
It's
from
your
the back,
house.
it's like you're going to take over your house first of all.
Yeah.
This is your house. You're going to stand your foot down, and especially if it's a female that has kids, I said, look, use your mother voice. You tell me any grown man right now, if your mother says something to you, be like, yes, ma'am. That still works for spirits.
Yeah.
And once I get them to the front door, I said, look, this is your house. This is all I want you to say to them. You are no longer allowed to be in my home or on my property or around me or my family or anything I own or have.
Yeah.
And I tell her to put a foot in their ass and kick them out the door and shut the door behind them.
Yeah. That's what I usually say too.
Yep.
That's what I do too. And they say, why do I have to say it? Because it's your house, not mine.
This is your house. You're taking back over your house.
Not me.
Yeah.
He said, why don't you say it? No, because I don't own your house. That's your house. You have to say it.
I'd be like,
You
I
have to
did
kick
say it.
them out.
I did say it. Now repeat what I told you to say.
Yeah, exactly
And
what I.
if you don't like it, that's fine. I'll get up and leave because I did exactly what I told you I was going to do.
Exactly.
If you don't want to listen to what I told you, that's on you. I'm not coming back a second time because I had this one lady, she wanted me to come back like 3 or 4 times. And I'm like, no. I got rid of her mother, not send her away, just got her out where her mother could cross. Well, what did she do? 3 days later, she called me back, goes, my mother's back. And I said, your mother should not be back. Why is she back? I asked her to come back. I'm like, okay, why?
So wait, you asked someone to come back and you expect to go to Blaine and be like, all right, send her back.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So you can ask her to come back again?
Yeah, and she did. All right, the second time she did it, I called Lee right away. I'm like, Lee, listen to this stupid woman. Because Lee helped me with her the first time. The first time I went to her house. And then I told Lee about the second time. Then we got to the third time. Lee told her, says, look, if you're not going to listen to what we tell you to do, quit calling us, call somebody else, because I've done exactly what you wanted to do, and you keep bringing back undoing what we did. I said, that's on you now, not me. I said, if you're that dependent on have your mother's spirit in the house, fine. I have no problem with that. But don't call me crying because your mother's spirit's back in the house, which you actually asked for.
Yeah. It's just like
it drives me nuts.
Yeah.
At what point do you realize that they're probably just doing that for the attention?
Exactly what
they
she's doing it for.
They want that because they're so lonely. They want they want you to come back over and over again, right?
Yeah. Well, this woman has a husband. He's still alive. Her kids are still alive and come visit her. Yeah. I mean, her daughter and her son-in-law live like a half a mile down the road from her. They can walk to her house if they wanted to. She was just so dependent on that spirit being there that she could not get it out of her head. And what I tried to tell her is, look, where I'm sending your mother, she is on a journey that she has to learn from. Okay. And I explained it to her like this. I said, it's like when you're born, you take your first steps, blah, 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 all the way to the day you pass. Well, when you go to the other side, you have stuff you have to do too. You go to these different levels, and you can go back to any level you want to, except for the body you came out of. You go to another body or somewhere else, but you just can't go back to the physical body you were in. So your mother is on her journey. She's on a learning lesson. She can come back and visit you, but quit calling her back before she can finish what she has to do.
Yeah. And it's just like what I usually say is spirits don't come unless you allow them to come. If you don't allow them to come, they won't come. Like they have to be commanded to come, right?
Yeah. Unless they're made to show up. So
and you without your permission, they're not allowed to come. And that's why you say if you don't give them permission, they're not going to come and see you, and they're not going to talk to you. But I'm saying, you got to be really like.
Well, it's like all these stupid people. Yeah,
You gotta tell them you gotta
yeah.
go too.
Well, it's
You got to
like
send
you
them that
watch
way too.
all these people watch these paranormal shows, and I get cracked up by them. That they provoke everything. Everything's a demon to get ratings, to get views, and I think it's hilarious. It's like, okay,
I know what you're talking
oh,
about, but yeah.
it's like, okay,
Yeah, I
okay.
know.
It's
I
like
know.
if I came to your houses and just started dog cussing you up and down, you're gonna do
Yeah.
one of two things to me. One, you're gonna kick me out of your house. Two, you're probably gonna shoot me or beat me to death with a stick or something. But spirits the same way. It's like go in there and talk to them like they're human beings. Talk to them like people.
Yeah.
Not talk to them like, get up, do this now, or blah blah blah. Like, okay, all you do is gonna piss them off. And now if they
Mhm.
do something, it's gonna be out of reaction, and it's probably gonna be something that hurts your dumb ass.
You know what? If you do that to this country with the spirits here, you're gonna wind up in the friggin' hospital or in
Good,
a casket the next day.
good. It should be that way.
Because you know what? They're really sensitive here. Let's put that.
And
They're
it
more
should be.
sensitive here.
It,
And
it
they're
should be. I mean, I treat every spirit with kindness and respect because that's what I expect to get back from them.
Yeah.
I treat you guys with kindness and respect because that's the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
But
because
they
I'm
can be
a guest on
in
your
your
show.
face like
Yeah,
this.
I have had them.
Yeah.
I've had them come after me that stuff that other people have done.
Yeah.
I'm like, hold on, time out. Okay, first
Yeah.
of all, I did not do that to you. I
Yeah.
promise I would never do that to you. I
Yeah.
have nothing but honor, respect for you and your whole essence of spirit.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to talk this out, we can talk this out. And,
Yeah.
and it's happened to me at least so many times that I've had to go back behind stupid people that pissed off spirits
Mm-hmm.
and take the brunt of what they should have got because
Mm-hmm.
all they see is another person that thinks going to come back and taunt them again. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, I'm not here to taunt you. I'm here to help you. I apologize for their stupidity.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, if you want to go haunt them, be my guest. They deserve it.
Yeah.
Go haunt away
Yeah.
at them.
Yeah.
I'll give you all the permission you want to. Do what you
Yeah.
want to do with them. Have fun with it because
Yeah.
you made your bed, you're gonna lie in it.
Amanda told me that person, what was it? It was her secretary who called you, Amanda. Remember? They wanted
Secretary?
to come here and they wanted to do an investigation. You told me, right?
There was a team who there's a TV show that their manager reached out to us because they wanted to come here, obviously, because Japan, with a lot of paranormal, they wanted to come here. Unfortunately, one of their requirements is they need actual documentation of what happened over here. And they're like, our research teams came back and told me they're not able to find anything, so we're reaching out to you to see if you have any other resources you could do to get it. And I'm like, they're not hiding it from you. They don't exist here. They just
Yep.
everything's hidden here. There's like you can't. I can't go to the library and research for you because you can't. They don't exist. There's also no public. There's also no vital records for me to go to try
Yeah.
and get it for you. It doesn't
Mhm.
exist. I'm like, unfortunately, if that's your requirement, you're not gonna be able to come here. You
I
either
And
know.
have
then
to do the
I know.
word
and
of mouth.
Amanda came and turned around and asked me. She said, "Well, what do you think?" I said, "Oh hell no." And she goes, "Yeah, okay. Say no."
I would have done the same
Well, I
thing.
told
But
him I was like, it's just it doesn't exist. I'm like, we can't help
no.
you.
And
And
I'm
like
sorry.
we're not helping you because we don't want
No.
to.
It's
We
just
can't
there's nothing
produce
to
what
help
you
you
want.
with. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It's like
And
these people. It's like, okay,
and then I asked her, "Would you help him?" And she goes, "Nope." And I said, and she asked me, "Would I help him?" I go, "Nope."
No,
no,
even if
I
we
wouldn't help them
could,
either. It's like, you know what?
even
Go in
if
there
we could, we
blind.
can't. So that's also what I'm pointing out
Exactly.
there.
I would say, look, if you want a better investigation, go in there blind, not
Yeah.
knowing any of the history, not knowing any of the thing here. See what you come up with. And then after you get your evidence, go back later and see if you can research something on it. But
But
take what you're given now.
you know that guy's an arrogant asshole. Okay, and
Most of those guys are.
and you know what? I don't want him coming into my country
I wouldn't either.
pulling some shit. And yeah, forget it.
See, we can't even give him to you guys because we don't want him either.
No.
I mean, there's several of them. I laugh at. I will say this one's name because I embarrassed the hell out of him on the show I did. He does a little show called Ghost Adventures, Zach Bagans.
Yeah.
And I'll make fun of Zach because he's a douche.
Yeah. I think that's the guy we're talking about too.
Well, this is the thing. This is the thing. He is a filmmaker. He's got his degree from USC Film School. He is a filmmaker, not a paranormal investigator. I had him on the show when their Ghost Adventures first started. And I had the other two guys, Aaron and Nick, on the show as well. And when we got Zach on the show, I said, Zach, I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to tell you this one time only. If you ever scream like a little girl on national TV again, I'm pulling your man card. And both of them just started cracking up. It's like, you told Zach that? And I said, yeah, I told Zach that. Because I'm the one that got him in like 4 locations here in the United States. And did you see my happy ass on any of the shows? No. They picked some kid that they found on the street that didn't know anything about it, gave him some lines, and he read lines.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we do not many people like douchebaggins. He's just
no, I my son doesn't like him, period.
Any of us that are real in this field, it'd be like, okay, all right, you're gonna go in there and you're gonna start up a bunch of shit with these spirits and then walk your dumb ass out and say, all right, Aaron, you go in there now. I'm like, the hell you say? You start it, you finish it, jackass, and I'm pushing him back in the door and locking the door. Have fun.
Yeah. You know what? I let him go into the suicide forest. I said, you gonna pull that shit, go in there and see how far you get, right?
Oh no,
that is so disrespectful.
Jake Paul's already pissed people off with going.
Oh, that idiot did that? Okay, Mr. YouTube himself did that to you guys. He showed up at the suicide forest.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, well, yeah, Jake Paul came to the suicide forest. He made a lot of people mad because he actually walked up and touched dead bodies.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
That's why a lot of people are like so upset. They're like, no.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
It's one of the places that I think I've already wanted to go. One of the popular places that we're going to do one investigation there, but it's going to be the way I want to do it.
Thank you.
Not the way anybody else wants to do it. We're going to be there. We're going to be respectful. We're going to pray to the gods. We're going to light incense. We're going to light a candle. And that's what we're going to bring offerings. That's what we're going to do. That's the way that I would do that. I wouldn't want to go in there because that's their territory. You don't mess with their territory.
Yeah.
And I think that's the best way to do it. And I think I have an idea what I'm going to do, right? Because I already know in my head what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Because you know what? I have to take care of these people that are going to be coming in October.
Yeah.
I have to watch out for their asses, right?
Yeah.
And I don't want them to do anything stupid because I'd be really pissed off if they did.
Oh, I'd be livid. Yeah. It's like here, there's a bunch of teenagers going around and they're tearing up graves. They're taking and knocking down gravestones. I'm like, who taught you how to do this? I mean, that's just such disrespect.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to, every culture I know, all of them say, respect your elders, respect your forefathers who came before you.
Yeah.
That's especially true over here.
Yeah.
But you know what? Bad juju's gonna climb on them because they did they were sacrilegious to somebody's graves, right?
Oh, that's okay. And I give every spirit that wants to go after them, be my guest, because if you're that damn stupid that you're going to disrespect somebody in their grave, I hope you have nothing but nightmares, and I hope you have nothing but bad luck and horrors.
Yeah. I mean, but Blaine, there'd be so much, we'd have so much fun if you ever was able to come here.
Oh, I'd love to come back. I'd love to go back over there. I'd love to have Lee come over there with me. Her and Matt, her husband Matt. You guys, well, you know Lee and Matt. You don't know them yet, Amanda, but we're going to have you both on our show again, and I'll let you meet Lee. Lee is probably the only person I know that has a TV series that everything that y'all saw on the show was what happened on the show. There was no script, no direction. Pretty much was all right, here's your plane ticket. You guys are going to be in this city. And then a car would pick them up, take them to wherever they were staying. Then they'd take them to the location where they were filming. And the first part, they would do an investigation of the place. And the second part, they would do haunted objects that people brought in from around the area. Everything they did was perfect. And if you've never seen a show, it's called Repossessed. I haven't. It is probably one of the best paranormal shows I've ever been a part of, because I was this is funny. I did an episode with Lee in Georgia, but I never made it on air. Well, my spirit guide Janawa made an episode and actually made it on the credits on episode 8. So I could say my spirit guide is the first spirit guide ever to get credits on a paranormal TV show.
Crazy. There has been investigations I've been a part of where I've ended up yelling and fighting with other team members because I go to a location. It's usually also like those public ghost events.
Yeah.
And the owners will be like, I just have these rules. You can't do this. You can't touch this.
Yeah.
And then someone on the team will be like, I'm going to do this anyways because I feel like you'd make a great little segment. And I'm like, no, they have that rule for a reason.
Yeah.
And I'll sit there and I'll fight with them. I'm like, I don't care what you think your reasoning is. If the owner says don't do this,
yeah,
I don't care what you think. I'm going to respect the owner of this place.
Thank you, because you are a guest in this place. You don't own this place. That person owns this place, and you're going to respect their rules.
That's what I told them. I'm like,
I'd kick them out.
Oh, I would. I'd take that size 14 shoe I wear, and I would turn it sideways and kick them so hard out that back door. I didn't even let them out the front door. I'm kicking them out the back door.
I'm like, I don't want to not come back because of you. I don't want them saying, I don't want Amanda back because she was part of this team, and they had someone came here and break this rule. And I'm like, I don't also need that spread about me that I was with you when you did this, because unfortunately that's going to come down on me too.
Yeah, it comes down on you because that defeats your integrity as an investigator.
Yeah.
And it takes away your honor because somebody wants to be stupid. I've had the stupidest things happen with people that were supposed to be into the paranormal. I caught 2 having sex in a closet at a house we investigated.
Oh, shit.
Oh, you talking about just throwing people out as fast as I could throw them out? I was like, okay, if you got enough respect for yourself that you have to do this in somebody else's house that you're invited to, get the hell out of here. And if I ever see you try to sign up for any other team, I'm going to tell them what you did.
Yeah.
I will put it out there. I will make sure you're blackballed from every paranormal event around this 4-state area.
Yeah. Oh, man. Like, geez. The funny thing is, on where Amanda lives, it's dark, it's sad. My side, it's creepy.
Yeah.
I live the most creepiest side. Like, you go out of your house, somebody was killed. You go out of your house.
Oh, yeah.
Suicide. You go out of your house another way. It's like,
yeah.
Like, ugh. At least her side is a lot easier to live with than my side.
Yeah, I'm sure.
My side's a lot more, shall we say, dangerous, challenging, right?
Yeah, well, that you get all the anxiety, the fear, the anger, the uncertainty. So you get all that emotion from thousands and thousands of different entities.
Yeah, it's really it's crazy, and I've learned to close my ears off because I know what kind of spirit it is. That's not going to talk to you.
Yeah.
No, not going to deal with it because some of the suicide spirits are really jealous. They have other intentions, and they want you. They want your soul.
Yeah.
So I just nope. sorry, can't hear you. And people say, well, why don't you help them? I said, be my guest. I said, I'm not going to touch it.
No, I
You-
do my old standards. Like, okay, you need help? Hold on.
Yeah.
Can I have about 5,000 of my tribe members
Yeah.
go help this individual? Okay,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, it's you learn which ones you can't touch and you learn which one you will do with it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's just pick and choose, and you pick and choose wisely. It's like the places that you go investigating, you pick and choose really wisely, because there's some places you really don't want to go to.
Yeah. Well, guys, I hate to do this, but I got to get off of here. And I know
Okay.
it's still like early in the morning for you guys, and
It's
wanna go-
afternoon. Yeah.
oh, nice.
It's
It
10
is
here, yeah.
it is 8 o'clock Central Standard Time in the United States right now. So
Yeah. Anyways, thank you for having
Thank
thank you
you.
for coming on.
We had a
Thank
blast.
you.
We'll have to have you on again.
hey,
We have
anytime,
you have
and
to
I'm
come.
gonna have you two. I'm gonna have you two on there. We can have Lee, and we'll have a great conversation because
Yep.
I
You know-
have a feeling, Amanda, we're gonna be good friends anyway because I feel like you got a lot of the same gifts I do.
Yeah,
you
I'm trying.
you
Areen's
still have-
trying to help me build them. I'll have to also contact you about doing the
Yeah,
same thing
please do
too.
because I help. One of the things I like to do is help other people that have gifts to help them maximize their gifts.
Yeah.
And I love doing it. It's fun for me because I can help you.
Mhm.
And it helps me help you.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because
Well,
I've been
guys-
working with Amanda a
Yeah.
lot,
Right on.
and it
See, I
I
can
said,
tell
okay.
her a lot of gifts she doesn't even know she has yet.
I know
That are very strong with her, and she doesn't even realize them yet.
Oh, nice.
she's been sitting on it for a long
You
time.
have, and once I teach you how to embrace your gifts
Yeah.
and not think about them anymore, I call it
Yeah.
let it flow.
Yeah.
It's just let the energy, let the gifts come because you didn't ask for them, but they're there. Take
Yeah,
one.
that's how we always tell
Appreciate
people. It's just we're
Yeah.
born with it. I don't know what to say.
And,
Hey,
you
there's
know,
nothing
if
we
you
can do
think
about
about it, I always tell her, quit thinking about it, quit
Yep.
analyzing it.
Yep.
Just-
Yep. Once I realize it's like, wait, I don't have to think about this stuff and it happens. This is pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Well,
You know,
ladies, I
mean,
thank you so much for
Thank you
having me.
so much for coming on, and we'll have to have you on again. So until
Yeah.
next time, we'll see everyone later. Bye for now.
Bye, y'all.
bye.
Bye.